Um, I'll sure give you guys nice. All right, perfect, perfect. Everyone can see the screen. I'm trying to multitask. All right, so screen, give you guys value. Plus, um, if you guys have questions, like I said, hold them to the end. I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to ask a question. All right, okay. So 1 second. All right. All right, cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys. So let me see. We'll start right now. We're just gonna start and then people trickle in. That's good. Um, all right, so we got who we got. I want to see where we got from. Okay, we got Burbank Cerritos. All right, Burbank and Cerritos. Nice. All right, all right. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. All right, we're gonna start right now, okay? So today's class, like I said, I'm just take you guys to school. All right. It's called Lawtino University Impact Over Income. A lot of people are focused on making income, but they're not focused on impacting others. All right. That is the number one thing. I feel like once you impact other people, they will gravitate and they're able to make someone money, right? One of the things that I've noticed is when you're able to make another person money, or if you're able to wake them up, right, they won't never forget you. Okay, and that's a great sign that you are definitely impacting other people. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Impact over income, right? Income will come once you master your skill, right? If you guys don't know what your skill is right now, right, I'm gonna cover a few things. So hopefully I'll put the pieces together. All right, guys. Just a real quick, a little snippet about me. All right. A few things just to highlight. All right. Author of Como Se Dice Credit. You can get that book on Amazon, YouTube. Subscribe to Econ Bulldog. Right now we're at 35,000 subscribers and growing. Thanks to you guys. So I appreciate that. And Instagram, we're at Latino Solutions. Okay. Now the YouTube, and this is crazy. I've been filming videos for like over a year. And in a year, I did 7,000. Okay. And in a week, I did about 30,000 subscribers. So you guys see that? In a year, took me to grow 7,000, but in 1 week, I grew 30,000. Like, how does that even possible? Right? Like, I prayed for something like this, and I'm glad it's coming. And to have a platform to share with you guys is really awesome. Okay. So we got that. If you haven't got the book, like I said, that's the only thing. If you listen to this masterclass and you can get the book, that'll make my day. All right, guys. At the end of the month, whatever money I made from the book, I'm going to be doing it live and giving away the money back. All right, guys. So today we're at like 8 or 9 sales in books. Yesterday we were like at 13. So we're hovering around between 5 and 13 sales a day, right? On a book I created one time. Okay. So just it's an extra source of income. All right. So let's go. Let's go. So real quick, if you feel like you're like distressed or you're in a panic mode and stuff like that, you are not alone. All right. You are not alone. Why? Because most people don't have $1,000 in their emergency fund. Okay. 39% of Americans do not have $1,000, less than $1,000 in their emergency fund. Okay. 78% live paycheck to paycheck. Okay. And if you're single, that's even more detrimental because now you're doing it alone. Right. If you have a couple, you at least get to back off each other and so each other makes money. All right. So just think about that. Okay. Paycheck to paycheck, 78%. So that's how people stay in the rat race. All right. They get comfortable in their situation. They come home, they'll pop a beer, they'll do Netflix, right? And they'll never grow. That's why my whole passion is to give master classes just to wake up some people. No one's saying quit your job, but 9 to 5 pays the bills, 6 to 2 work on them skills. While I was going to school at USC and I was working graveyard and I was trying to be a father, I was trying to be a husband, I was still learning e-commerce, right? So there's always enough hours in the day. If you say there isn't, you're just lying to yourself. Okay, so make the hours count for you. Even if it's 30 minutes a day of learning, you're getting ahead. You know, and like there's people in here who've dialed in since they signed up, and you've already seen the work that you guys put in. Just by showing up, that right there is giving you more information. Okay, so let's think about that. Paycheck to paycheck, 78% of Americans, okay? This is number one. Do this after the Zoom. Why? Because I wrote this in the book. And once you execute, you'll feel a little bit more like, oh man, I'm glad I did this because I don't have to worry about it or whatever. All right, so do this after the Zoom and we'll show you what it is, okay? Add your kids to your credit card. I solely harp on this. Add your kids to your credit card. Some of you guys might be looking at me like, oh, well, what if I have a credit one? Or what if my credit card is in bad standing? Or what if my credit card, I haven't paid it in a month? Okay. Add them to your credit card because it will build history on their report. Okay. History. I know there's been reels that's been going around, and I've only had 60 seconds to explain this. So it was kind of hard for me to connect with everyone on a 60-second reel because they'll look at it and people are thinking like, oh, why would you put debt on your son? Or my kid's gonna know identity theft because I'm gonna rack them up when I add them to my card, right? A lot of comments, but they're not thinking outside the box. Once you add your kid to your credit card, you want to teach them at least some type of financial literacy, right? Teach them when their statement date is, when their due date is, right? At least let them remember, hey, I added you to the card. When is the due date of our credit card? Oh, hey, mom, hey, dad, it's every 4th. Okay, cool. Every 4th is your due date. When is your statement date? Oh, that is going to be the 11th. Have them make it a normal thing where they understand that part. So you're educating them along with adding them to your credit card. Not just adding them to add them, but also educate them, okay? So please do that after this Zoom. Okay, number one. 2, learn credit, you will grow your bank account. Learn credit and you will grow your bank account. Okay? Learn credit. The information is out there. We just choose not to tap in to information like credit because it's boring. Okay? But if you know that credit can make you grow, learn it. Okay? Learn credit, you will grow your bank account. Please. Okay. This is by Robert Kiyosaki. Don't cut up your credit cards. The problem is not the cards, it's the lack of financial literacy of the person holding the cards. And always make the best out of a bad situation. Okay, if you're watching this Zoom right now, you might be like, damn, bro, I got bad credit. Or, man, I can't handle these cards, right? There's always solutions, right? You can Google, how can I get out of my situation with high credit utilization, and go on YouTube and you can go like in a frenzy and watch video after video after video, and then you take on what's the best answer after looking at all those videos. Okay, don't cut up your credit cards. The problem is not the cards, it's a lack of financial literacy. All right, Robert Kiyosaki. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he is the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Right, he's also a fellow Marine. All right. His whole passion was to buy real estate, and wake up other people regarding financial literacy. Okay. So if you guys don't know, Rich Dad Poor Dad, you can go on YouTube and get the audiobook for free. Rich Dad Poor Dad audiobook free. Okay. Remember, I always talk about free, right? Free's out there, but free, you don't really execute on free. All right. Next thing, eliminate credit card debt. All right. Interest can make you sink. Right. Interest can make you sink. All right. If you guys don't know what the snowball effect is, if you have like 5 credit cards, always tackle the small one first. Pay that one off first, then go to the next bigger one and the next bigger one. Why? Because it'll make you like you're chipping away. If you chip away at the big one, it's not going to seem like you're leaving a dent. Okay. Trade lines help. So trade lines help because you can add more credit lines to your credit and your credit utilization will go down. Therefore, you have more opportunities when getting more credit. So there's people that they might owe 30, 40, 50,000 and they don't have 30, 40, 50,000. But for like 2,000 or 2,500, you can add those trade lines to your account, which will lower the credit utilization, which then you're able to get other cards, right, to do a balance transfer, which I'll talk about next. Make more money, right? Make more money. And if you're saying, well, I don't know how to make more money, or I'm stuck because I'm always doing 40, 50 hours a week, there's ways to make more money. Okay. Trade lines are really helpful, but you have to be in a position where you understand trade lines and you can connect with other people that have access to credit cards that you could put on and make more money. So trade lines, for example, if you know people are struggling with credit and they have no negatives on their account, and you know people that have credit cards, right? You can be a broker, give them a fee, have them add that person to the credit card. Now you're making money off that just by adding credit cards. And adding someone on the credit takes less than 5 minutes. Okay? It's not complicated. All they need is their name, date of birth, and their social. And then they will be added to the cards. Okay? And then proximity helps. Just by being in this Zoom, this helps because you're getting more information, right? You're getting exposure to information that you didn't know. Okay? Because if everyone knew this, right, everyone would not be in credit card debt and they'd have like at least 100,000 in their bank account. Okay? So this information is, I'm trying to get it out to as many people as possible. All right? Eliminate credit card debt. All right, perfect. And then we go managing finances. Okay? These are simple ways. Okay? Some people don't like auto pay because they might forget. And that's how I was. I didn't put nothing on auto pay because I didn't want my credit card to go negative. I'll tell you this, auto pay is better than you not paying it and then you get that late payment. Put everything on auto pay. Put everything on auto pay. If you don't want to do that, then check your credit on the 1st and then check your credit on the 15th. On the 1st and the 15th, mandatory check it. You will never be late on your credit card. Because remember, you're only late when you're 30 days past your due date. Okay? And it's okay if you pay a late fee, that's all good. Everyone's paid a late fee. But don't be late 30 days after your due date. Okay? Statement date, know your statement date. Know the date that your credit card reports. Really, really important date. All right? Harvest with the banks. Right now, some of you have Navy Federal. We're harvesting with the banks. Why? Because we want the banks to give us capital in 3 months. Who wants 25,000 in 3 months? Like real. Show of hands or put a one in the chat. If you want 25,000 in 3 months by harvesting, okay? There's no, it's not hard. It is not hard. Richard, Rosie, you're gonna get 25,000. Rosie, 100%, right? It's just about Fifi. Let's get it. Okay, it's just about applying the information. Applying the information. Okay. Now, when I say managing finances, regional, credit unions, and national banks. Okay, I'm gonna dive in that towards the end. All right, help your spouse build also. Meaning, if you're fixing your credit, fix hers along the way. If you're fixing your credit, fix hers along the way. All right, team is better than one. If you have a team, that's way better than one. All right, let's go. Use credit to leverage. If I asked you guys if you had a $5,000 to $10,000 credit card, some of you guys would respond and say, oh, what would you do with that? And you will say, oh, pay more bills. Okay. And some of the answers are right here. Start a throne chair business, which I've talked about in other videos. Facebook ads, selling a service. So if I have $1,000 to spend on credit and I can sell something so I can get that exposure, okay, 1,000 can possibly reach, I'm just giving spitballing here, maybe 50,000 to 100,000 people off of $1,000. And if I have something to offer them, right, they're going to text me back or call me back, and then you sell them on whatever service you have. Facebook ads is really, really important to do. All right, mentorship access. I've talked about this. Some people are like, well, it's my last 5,000. Okay, well, use that so you can get mentored by someone that can teach you how to make more money. Because that is the skill that you're lacking, or else you would have it by now. So learn a new skill, sell trade lines, and then you can sell pledge loans. How can you sell pledge loans from that money? It's all about liquidating those cards. You liquidate the cards, right? And if they have Navy Federal or one, you get them into Navy Federal, you make money off that. And then on top of that, you do a pledge loan for them on borrowed money. And then you're charging $500 for every $2,500 to $3,000 pledge loan you do. So do that as many times as you need an extra 5,000. And there's nothing wrong with doing this many pledge loans or if you sponsor someone. All right. Balance transfers. Another reel that went viral that people do not understand. Okay. They were making more comments about my weight than actual information on the freaking YouTube shorts. And those are people, you check their profiles, they got 0 followers, 1 subscriber, no profile pic, right? Those are called trolls, right? People will always say something good, bad, or indifferent. They're always going to say something, right? Don't be discouraged by someone saying something, right? There's 4 deadly words. What will they think? What will they think? That's why people don't do nothing. Because what will they think? Okay? So balance transfers. And I'm going to show you guys proof real quick. 0.99% Navy Fed helps for 1 year to avoid higher interest from other cards. And I'm going to break it down because some of you guys, I don't think, know what a balance transfer is. Okay? So a balance transfer is basically you have a credit card. Let's say hypothetically it's $10,000, and then they're giving you, there's no balance transfer fees, low APR for 12 months, and okay, you transfer that money to another credit card. Once you transfer that money to the other credit card, that debt on the credit card is going to go all the way down. And you're going to wait till it reports, and then you're going to ask for a credit limit increase. Now your only obligation is to pay this card for 12 months, but you can only pay the minimum because you're trying to build something. And then you have 12 months with 0.99%. Okay, let me know put a 1 in the chat if you get what I'm saying. If you don't understand, I'll cover it a little bit more because people do not understand. Okay? Yeah. Who did not know you can transfer a balance from one credit card to another? Who did not know that? Let me see. Who did not know that? It's an important question. Because once you understand the blueprint, you can keep on doing it, help someone else do it. Right? There's so much more to this credit game. It's just you have to find a way where you can grow and take it to the next level. Okay? So, all right. Next one. All right, this is a quick bonus for you guys. Okay? I spoke about this, especially with Nico on the lives, but I'm going to put it in picture. Navy Fed, 3 months, 25,000. Okay? Navy Fed in 3 months, 25,000. Okay, what are we doing though? We're doing a flagship checking and savings. Okay? We're doing a pledge loan for 5 to 10,000. Now, you might be like, well, I don't have access to 5 to 10,000. Just do a pledge loan even for 500 or 1,000. I'm being real. Just do a pledge loan. Because doing a pledge loan is better than not doing one. Okay? Signing up for OOPS on the 3rd month. If you've been with Navy Fed for more than 3 months, call them and sign up for OOPS. Optional overdraft protection. Okay, what that means is, let's say you have 20 bucks in the bank only, and you get swiped for 400 bucks. They will cover that, only charge you $20 per day until you pay that money back. Okay, that's called OOPS, but they'll cover you. Okay, next, set up direct deposit, or at least have deposits coming into the bank. If you Zelle each other back and forth, that's fine because it's going into the bank. Okay? CD, certificate of deposit. Okay? Certificate of deposit is pretty much, hey, I'd like to do $100 CD for 6 months, where you'll get back like 20, 30 bucks or something like that. But it's another product that Navy Federal has. Okay? Now, checking, well, if you have the flagship checking, you need to have at least 1,500 in there. Okay? But if you don't have the flagship checking, just put 100 or 300 bucks in the checking and don't touch it. And the bonus, right? The bonus is within the bonus. It's adding an authorized user to your profile. So when you apply for Navy Fed, you have the best possible opportunity to get that $25,000 credit card. An authorized user could be from 5,000 all the way up to 100,000, depending on your connects. Okay? Okay, Crystal Delgado asked, what is a pledge loan? Okay, so a pledge loan is where you put up your own money and it's a secured loan. They will lock it up in the savings. They will give you their own 3,000 if you did it for 3,000, and then you pay it off in 2-3 days. And you leave a $20 balance, and you do $1 automatic payment every month. It's really simple. Once you do once, you understand it. I know I'm talking right now a little gibberish because you guys have never done one. So it's a little harder. But once you do one, it becomes really easy. Okay, so Eugene said, did mine for 3,000. They took the funds. How long does it take for approval? For approval, usually takes about 24 hours. If you did it over the weekend, probably like by Monday, you should have it. Always ask for electronic documents. Don't have nothing sent to your house. Electronic documents, it gets there within like less than a day. And then you sign it digitally, it gets approved, and then funds are available. All right, give me a second. All right. Now we'll do a little Q&A. Okay, we'll do a little Q&A based on everything I just talked about. Hopefully you guys took notes. We have a good 1 second. All right. Now, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I'm gonna leave it's 6:30, so I just barely went for like 20-25 minutes. Okay. Let me see. If you have a question, raise your hand and unmute yourself and then ask your question based on what I talked about. If you don't know how to raise your hand, just raise it, and if you're looking at the camera.
Hi, Fifi. Thank you for sharing this information. I know a lot of us just don't know that stuff and it seems far-fetched, but I know it works every day because I hear people talk about it a lot. And I just wanted to find out what's the quickest way to get things off of your credit that you have no idea. Like I was a victim of ID theft and sorry for the noise, sit down. But I have no idea how to get them off successfully. And there's so much trash out there on TikTok and all these other platforms that you just don't know who to trust or what to try, and you don't ever want to make it worse. So I just need to know what's the quickest way to address something like that when you have a police report.
Hey, so Fifi, real quick, for me to give you the best answer, right, I would have to look at your credit profile
Okay,
because you might have
I'll get that to you later.
yeah, collections, charge-offs, bankruptcy. I have no idea what you have on your file. Now, I could share with you that using consumer law, right, is the best form to get stuff off your credit. And in my experience, like I said, consumer law and factual disputing. Because remember, on a credit report, everything has to be accurate. And all three credit bureaus have to match the information. Meaning, if you owe $1,000 on a credit card, but Equifax is reporting 150 or 1,050, and then you have TransUnion reporting 800, Experian reporting 550, right? That's not all the same. So you can use that as leverage, highlight it, right? Send it to the credit bureaus and tell them, look, remove this from my profile because you're not reporting my information accurately. And that's when, like, if the card is closed or something, you wouldn't want to remove an open account that's actually reporting positive to your account.
But like, what about like a 609 complaint or something with all of those rules from the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all those, like kind of policy documents and things
I
that
don't
you can send out?
I personally don't like 609 letters because they're kind of outdated.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving you the blueprint. Like I kind of like print out your report, see what is not reporting accurately. Like maybe the dates are off, or maybe the money's off. Or to be real, everyone has an account number. But on Identity IQ, if you print out the report, the number is kind of blocked. The last four of the account number. So technically, that's not accurate information. Does that make sense? So you can use that as
It
leverage.
does. And it's exactly two cards. I've only had one late pay on a car note like about 8 years ago, and another one on Target about 7 years ago. And these are two credit cards, Citi and Discover. I know nothing about them and had a police report. And it's been 2 years. I've been fighting back and forth and I haven't gotten any movement. So I know I'm messing it up.
Yeah, and I think Fifi, another thing is you've been fighting this for 2 years. I don't know if you tried going to a reputable company to try to get it removed for you. Because sometimes I know we want to learn and we want to do it ourselves, but then we ended up, shooting ourselves in the foot because we just lost 2 years.
Exactly. I'm there. Yeah, thank
Nope.
you.
And at the same time, like everything's an investment, guys. I'm a big advocate towards investing in yourself, right? And then do your homework on each company because each company handles your product differently. Not everyone's going to offer you the same value. And what we do is we try to give you that credit class a month to separate us from other credit repair companies that just charge you and then don't give you the class, or they don't give you the community, or they don't give you great customer service. Okay, so please just do your homework on each company. Obviously, no price versus value. People focus on the price, but they don't focus on the value. And you get more value when you understand if someone's trying to educate you, right? Because I can remove negative stuff out of your item, off your report. However, if I don't educate you, you're going to come back right where you were. And then that's where it really stings because you don't know, like, oh man, I should have went to that class, or I should have watched the live, or I should have not watched the movie Roadhouse and been on this master class. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have we told ourselves that? And it's at the end of the day, it's all sacrifice. The more you sacrifice, the more you hone in. Okay. And I have new clients that have been with me on month one, and they're more tapped in than clients that have been with me a little far longer. And it's because some people just want it done and they don't want to learn nothing about credit. Other people, they want both. They want to understand credit, they want to leverage credit. And how can I leverage credit if I don't know nothing about credit? Okay, and I'm gonna share with you something else, guys. Right? There's three types of banks. We got regional banks, right? We got credit unions, and we have national banks. Can someone in the chat name me a national bank? National bank.
Chase,
Yeah, Chase for sure.
Chase,
Chase,
Chase, Chase.
Wells Fargo, right? Bank of America. Those are um those are national banks. Okay. Now I'll make it a little
I was
harder.
going to say Bank of America.
Yeah, Bank of America. Now name me a regional bank. Regional bank. Name me a regional.
Webster.
Which one?
Webster. There's a Webster Bank in Connecticut.
What makes you think they're regional though? I'm just curious. He's like, well, they're not national, but no. So when it
Because
comes,
I've never seen them outside of Connecticut.
okay, so regional banks for you guys to kind of view that is the Federal Reserve considers regional banks them to have a deposit between 10 billion and 100 billion. That'll make them regional. 10 to 100 billion. All right. Credit unions, we know, are for the people. Okay. So credit unions are for the people. National banks are for the stockholder. That's why credit unions, you get better prices from credit unions when you get an auto deal rather than a national bank. They're not going to give you the best price. I know we got some people that just joined in real quick. Hold on. Okay. Any other questions? If you have a question, like I said, raise your hand or unmute yourself, and I'll definitely answer your question. Come on, we got questions. Oh, look at that. He's showing the book off. Look at that. Who's that real quick? Who's showing the book? I appreciate that though. Okay. You can unmute yourself real quick and then ask a credit question. Now, what's your name, bro?
What's up, bro? I'm Louis Alvarez.
Oh, Luis Alvarez. Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing,
Nothing
man?
much, man. Good, good. How are you, bro?
Good, good, brother. You just got the book, or when did you get it?
Yeah, I got it yesterday, bro. I'm pretty much already done, and I took my notes and stuff. I'm gonna start trying to bust a move Monday, you know?
What do you think about the book that kind of woke you up a little bit? Maybe something that you didn't know. I mean, I expect people to know hopefully something, but if you don't know nothing and that book woke you up, man, I do really want to hit that, you know?
Man, one thing that woke me up is like the main thing that you say is, I was always taught that, oh, don't get credit cards, don't get credit cards, you know? And man, you could just see how if you play your cards right, you know, you could really make it, you know? And just the way you just showed as far as with these pledge loans and trade lines, man, I just started doing way buku research on trade lines, and I'm just starting to understand it more and more and more after reading your book.
That's what's up, brother. I know Jonathan, real quick, you guys could collab. Jonathan's running some serious plays on trade lines. That way he can put you
Okay.
on the game and you guys
Yeah.
can make some paper together, bro. You know, 'cause
Nice, man.
that's what
Appreciate
it
you,
is.
man.
You know what this is right here, what we're doing right here is kind of like a mastermind. And a mastermind is when
Yeah.
like-minded people who just want to grow, and it's nothing but positivity. Nobody's kicking each other down. No one's saying, "Oh, bro, you should have known that." I don't know how you don't know that kind of information. It's all growth, right? But people get foggy, or they get the game and they try to run it themselves without collaboration. And remember, the real game is when you collaborate with other people and then feed off each other. So there's something I might know that you don't know, and then vice versa. Because you say you've been doing your homework on the trade lines and dive deep. When did trade lines start? Right?
Yeah.
How how
Yeah.
how, how much money can you really make off trade lines? Like you can
Yeah.
make a legit business
Yeah.
because someone's always looking for trade lines because it's cheaper to buy a trade line than to pay down 30,000. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I appreciate your time, Lewis, first.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. And man, it wasn't. I didn't double think it once, man. I was watching these videos, and since I've joined, man, it's been A1 service, and man, I'm just glad to be part of the team. Waiting for them seminars, man. I'm flying out first thing.
Oh man, thank you very much. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for your time, though, man.
All right, brother. All right, I got Chrissy. Chrissy got a question real quick. So Chrissy, go ahead and unmute now.
Hi. Uh, Um, quick question. Did you say that you had to pay back for a pledge loan? You have to pay it back within 3 days, or I'm sorry, probably misheard
Okay.
that.
So real quick, pledge loan, you can pay it back whenever you want, right? But I wanted to report at the end of the month to my credit. So I tell people pay it off in 2-3 days and leave a $20 balance. Does that make sense? So I'll break it. I mean, I'm in the Marines, so when I say I'll break it down Barney style, no offense to everyone, it's just that Marines, that's what we would use. Hey, let's break this down Barney style. Okay? So let's say you do a pledge loan for $1,000. So that means you put up your own money. You say, "Hey, Navy Fed, I'd like to do a pledge loan for 1,000." Okay, is the money in your savings account? Yes, it is. Okay, we're gonna take it and we're gonna lock it and we're gonna give you our own 1,000. So your 1,000, they're gonna say, do you want it in check or do you want it in your checking account? To make it easy, I want it in my checking account. So the money's there. You can access it. But when you call 2 or 3 days later, you're gonna say, "Hey, I like to pay off my pledge loan." And they're gonna say, "No problem. How much do you want to pay off?" They're probably gonna think 100, 200, whatever. You're gonna say, "Oh, I like to pay it off 90%." Okay, so if you want to leave 100, leave 100. If you want to leave 20, I tell people leave 20 and then do a $1 payment each month just to keep it reporting. But when you pay off the 90%, right, you won't have a payment for 1 year. And if you do it less than 1,000, they can only let you do the pledge loan for 1 year or less. If you do it more than 1,000, you can have the pledge loan for up to 2 years. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And remember, guys, we're at different levels in the credit game. Okay, Rosie might be at level 3, Fifi might be at level 2, right? Rachel might be in level 4. Everyone's in different places in credit. Okay, but in 6 months, we should all rack up 600, like 100,000 in credit. We can all get 100,000 in credit and using it to our advantage, right? A key thing that I don't really talk about much is if you're gonna start a business, where's that LLC? Where's that domain from GoDaddy.com? Where's that virtual address? Right? And I'll have a special guest talk about business credit because that's not my expertise. And I want you guys to get the real sauce. Right? I can probably give you cookie cutter, business blueprint, do this, this, and that. But when you get it from a pro that's all he deals with, he's gonna know what banks look at so you guys can get the best funding. Okay? Anyone else got questions, man? You're asking some great questions. Jonathan, you got some questions? Come on, brother. And you always come with the heat. And just remember, this right here, what I said, use credit to leverage. Don't use credit to get in debt. I know those Jordans look good on credit, but if you're not gonna flip them, don't get them, guys. Right? Value your credit and use it to make you more money. That's as easy as we can make it. Break it down, Barney style. How can my credit make me more money? Right? I throw it right here. Who knows what a throne chair is? Anybody know what a throne chair is? Right? I talked about it before. Throne chair is what those chairs like they rent at quinceañeras or baptisms, right? Where it's like a nice little elegant luxury chair. Those go for like 1,000 a pop. 1,000 a pop. And you can buy one and then you can rent one out for $200-300 a day. Now, renting a chair out from you, most people don't make $200-300 in a day. So now you just added your income passively because you weren't physically there. Who wants to make money while not physically being there? Right? That's the key to wealth. Right? You want to wake up with some transactions that went through. You want to wake up with potential trade lines that you're going to sell. Right? You want to wake up to like, hey, I got 3 contracts this weekend of my throne chair. So that's a potential $600. In 2 days, all I got to do is drop off or pick up, and that's it. Okay, so throne chair is just a snippet, right? You got mechanical bull, right? Those go for like 5,000 or 6,000, and then you can rent that out on the weekends. Same thing. Use a credit card to buy it or liquidate the credit card, buy a used one, and then you can start generating some capital right there, right? I put Facebook ads because Facebook ads makes your product be more widely known and you can reach more people. Mentorship access. If you really want to do this credit stuff, tap in with a mentor. If you really want to do taxes, tap in with a mentor. It's just learning that new skill, And I know there's more to this. And I was looking at Rosie because she was able to make 460 in like less than how long? How many minutes? I'm just curious.
The total time it took me to do everything, I don't know, 10 minutes, if that.
So it was 460, right? I don't want to.
Yeah. No, the amount was 460, yeah, but the time it took me to the time that I had to put in, 10 minutes.
And that baffles. Some people are looking at you like, what? 460? Oh, it takes me a week to get 460. And that's after Uncle Sam takes it from me. But that's only the beginning. She understands what's the possibilities regarding making those 460 and now continue to doing that. You know, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, ain't no secret. It's trade lines. Okay, once you have good credit, you can use credit to make you more money. Right? You can liquidate a credit card to do a pledge loan for someone that's going to pay you up front. Because you don't want to waste your time doing a pledge loan and they don't have the capital. Or I'll get you next week, girl. No, we don't play that. All right? Learn a new skill, guys. Right? The best skill I feel like one can learn is sales. If you're good at sales, I think you're good at selling other people's product. You will get a commission from sales. But some people just don't like to sell. That's fine. But learn how to do something. Because whatever you're working at right now might not be paying the bill. I mean, might just be paying the bills. But if we're working just to pay the bills, that's how we stay in the rat race. You know, and how are you going to advance? If all you're doing is working, paying the bills, and then you're already working, and then you got more bills to pay after that next check comes in. Okay, so that's right here. And then real quick, managing finances, auto pay. Have everything on auto pay. It'll make you probably work harder to make sure that when the money comes out of the bank, it covers it. All right. And if you have a spouse, help your spouse build. 2 people on a Navy Fed account is easier to build than one. Because now you got a 25K piece, and now your wife can get a $15,000 or $20,000 piece. Credit card. And if you have a daughter or son, put them on. Okay? And the reason I was talking about those 3 banks, credit unions, regional banks, and national banks, because if I go to a national bank, Bank of America, that pulls Experian, right, and I ask for credit, and then I go to TransUnion, where Navy Federal pulls from, and then I go to PNC, that pulls Equifax. I just got 3 credit cards with 1 inquiry, because Experian is not going to know that I applied with Navy Federal because they pull off TransUnion. Out of this whole call, that should be the biggest ticket that I just gave you guys right there. Right? 3 different banks from 3 different bureaus that are national, regional, and credit unions. So much opportunity or so much money you guys can really get. But it's scary, right? Because now you have, let's say you have 50,000. And now you're, dude, I got 50,000, man. I'm ready to go all in. But that's scary because going all in might cost you a few. But most people don't have the opportunity to go all in. So think about them. They're like, oh, dude, if I had those 50,000, what I would do. But you have the 50,000. Now, what are you going to do? Right? Assess the risk. Well, hey, 50,000, if I invest in a mentorship, which is 5,000 to 8,000, depending on what you do, and they can teach me how to do this or something or whatever, then I think my reward's a little better. Or, you know, because most people want to do like Amazon store, and I've been there, done that. I tell people, stay away from Amazon. Please. Those margins get thinner and thinner and thinner. You know, so any other questions real quick? We got like 10 more minutes. Let me see. I'll see you, Jordan. We got Victor, Oscar, Chrissy, Damien, Miguel, Cynthia. Any other question? Let me check the chat. Sorry. Let me see. Hold on. And for those of you guys that joined late, don't cut up your credit cards. The problem is not the cards. It's a lack of financial literacy of the person holding the cards, and always make the best out of a bad situation. Okay? Everything has a solution. I don't know if Fifi's still on here, but she had identity theft. And those kind of issues are a little bit easier to fix because those cards weren't hers or whatever was charged wasn't her. She's just not doing it properly, and she's trying to save a penny by doing it herself, which is costing her more money. Because 2 years is a lot of time. And remember, sometimes people don't know how to trade time for money. People are looking at dollar, but if it saves me time, like, who wants to go wash their car when someone can come to their house and the guy can do it? Oh, but that's $150 versus I pay 200. Well, that's $200 versus I do it myself or take it to the drive-through, whatever. That's $40. Yeah, but how much time did it take you? The guy's doing it in my driveway and I'm working. Right? You guys are taking the time to go to the car wash, right? Spend about an hour and a half, and you don't have the capability of making that times 2 or 3 in that hour and a half. Right? Rosie just said 10 minutes, 460. 10 minutes, 460. All right. And she could double and triple that because now she has the information. She knows what she has to do. It's just plug and play, plug and play, plug and play. All right, guys. Any last minute questions, guys? Because I'm about to head out. I'm going to post this video on the YouTube channel. If you guys want to rewatch it, definitely do it. The big takeaways, the Navy Fed. I put the blueprint right here in the back. Take a screenshot of that. This is big right here. All right, this is big. Put it on paper. Execute on the information. For those of you who are not in Navy Federal, just text the word Navy Fed. We'll get you in. And, don't be scared to invest. That's it. I mean, if it doesn't cost you money, it's not going to be worth it. Because it has to have some kind of cost. Okay, hopefully this class right here gave you a little bit more like, damn, he opened my eyes to X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. All right, guys, so thank you very much. I'm going to go back to watching Roadhouse. Have a good one. Take care, guys. All right, guys.
Hey, Roadhouse was a good movie.
I'm a watch. All right, guys.
All right, man. See you later.
We're going, guys.